Hello everyone, welcome to AdiTrade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty levels for Monday, that is May 2nd. This is the daily chart of Banknifty that I've opened. Before we go into our analysis, let's just see the global markets. The US market fell heavily on Friday. US market fell about, the futures fell about 850 points, but the European markets not so much. And as of now, our SGX Nifty is indicating around 300 points gap down in Nifty. That would correlate if this gap down, if this value sustains, right, minus 300 on SGX Nifty, the Bank Nifty might open around 600 points gap down. So this is the daily chart of Bank Nifty. 600 points gap down will put us somewhere in this area around 35,500. So let's see how we can trade it. See, on the daily Bank Nifty, there is a head and shoulder chart pattern that is being formed, and these chart patterns do work, so that's the reason I'm pointing it out. And it can also fail. We'll see how and when it can fail. See, this is the neckline. The dotted line that you see is the neckline. I'm just going to connect the neckline. So this is the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If this breaks down, how we find the head and shoulder target is always take from this head until this neckline and keep it at the place where it breaks down, say probably on Monday or next week, whenever it breaks down, right? Keep it there, and this will be the entire length. This will be one target, and the first target will be half of this. And we don't go exactly by this target, we go with the closest resistance and support as well. Now see, this is around 3,500 points. Now half of this will come around 1,500 or something, right? 1,500, 1,600, and exactly over here we have this price action support. So we will mark our targets. I'll get rid of this. So this could be our first target. If this head and shoulder breaks, the first target is this 34,100. The second target is this 32,200. Now will this come in a day? No, definitely not. So let's just see the possibilities how this might play out. And this, what I'm showing, is on a daily chart, not necessarily it might happen on a Monday. So if this trend line breaks, there's a good chance we might get a fall until here, that is 34,000. But there is a possibility we might come again, take support of this trend line and bounce also from here. So we'll have to keenly decide on, we'll have to depend on the price action, not just blindly trade like always that we do. And if this level breaks for some reason, the head and shoulder target is coming in at 32,100. Now I'm not saying this will work. The price can come and take support here itself and bounce, or the price can take support even at this level and bounce, but this is just a chart pattern that is there on the daily chart. That's the reason I'm pointing it out. And there are some good supports as well. One is here, that is around 35,500. The other one is here, that is 35,000 itself. So in case if the head and shoulder pattern what we saw doesn't work, there is a possibility Bank Nifty might even bounce from here or come until 35,000 and get a bounce. So even these are the possibilities on the daily chart. And this is another trend line on the daily chart that we can follow. Okay, sorry. See, we have taken from here 38,000. Whenever we have come close to this trend line, we have taken resistance. Even on the Friday, the same thing happened. It looked like it's going to break out, and then we had a huge sell off on the downside. So this will become a very important line even for future. In case the Bank Nifty turns bullish, right, it has to break this trend line. Only then probably we can get a good move on the upside. So this is one trend line that we will mark and keep. In the day this breaks with a good nice green candle on a daily chart, and if the volume is good, then definitely we might see a breakout on the upside. So that's it on the daily chart, what I could find. Now coming to our intraday chart, that is the 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty. These are the levels that I have. See, even on Friday, this black trend line is the trend line that I pointed out. See, on Friday we came exactly took resistance. See, when we started getting this up move, I had a feeling we might fill this gap, but I could not trade. I was busy with some other work, but when observing the market, I kind of felt that this gap could be filled, but we exactly took resistance at this trend line, and then had a good fall. It was a very good day on Friday to trade, especially either, see, when at this resistance you kind of forming this bearish candle and like an evening star. So this was a good sign, and a good confirmation was when kind of this trend line broke, and we had confirmation even based on the CPR. So this was one confirmation. When the trend line broke, we could have taken a shot. And if I put on the historical CPR, I can show you even the see, in the opening itself we almost touched the R1. We could not, we exactly took resistance at the gap and fell, then got a nice bounce. And if you see the R1 in this candle, it looked like it's going to break, but when you see a follow-up, we never like stayed above R1, right? We were continuously coming down, and even based on this Elliott wave, was expecting a fall here. Not until so much, my target for the fall was definitely the CPR or this level of 36,300, and even this extra fall came. So the moment this and the previous day high for this day was here, right? So even based on CPR, once the previous day broke on the 15-minute chart, we could have definitely taken a shot, at least this one candle, and then probably even this, like a scalping trade. Now coming for the trade possibilities for tomorrow, see, if this global market, what I showed you, sustains, right, we might get a big gap down. See, whenever there's a big gap down, most likely our chances of getting a good intraday trade is gone, will be lost. See, on this day when we opened flat, see, we previous day on 27th, right, after that we opened flat, like flat in the sense just about 100 or 200 points gap up. We got a nice move, whatever down move, and then bounce, got a nice move, right? And the same thing even on Friday, we opened flat after this initial move and going and taking resistance, we got a nice fall. Now for Monday, in case we get a say 500 or a 600 point gap down, see, I'm expecting a gap down obviously based on SGX Nifty, but this scenario can completely change on Monday or over the weekend. If some news comes, some positive news comes, it can completely change. So with what data we have, we can only speculate a gap down, right? So a big gap down of even 500 or 600 points will put us somewhere over here, 35,400 or 35,500. So if we get a gap down over here, right, let me just put on the CPR for tomorrow. So if we get a gap down somewhere here, right, most likely the price will just remain sideways, not expecting another breakdown over here immediately on Monday. Based on my analysis, we could, because this is a nice impulsive, including the gap down, this will be a nice impulsive, we could kind of like make a base, or what do you say, like a corrective wave might come here, and then a breakdown is possible, if not Monday or Tuesday or sometime this week. Or we can, if even this corrective wave holds this, right, because even previously we have taken a good support over here and bounced, and even before we have taken a support over here and bounced. So a lot depends on the price action. If we open around this area, we'll see how it goes. Probably we can even go sideways, and then if things go well, if the US futures improve, right, we might even fill this gap and come up all the way until 36,000. That's also a possibility. See, whenever we get a gap down below R2, closer to, see, this is S3, sorry, S3, S1, this dotted line, it's just dotted line, but tomorrow everything will come properly. So the small green tick you see, that is where S3 is. Whenever we get a gap down closer to S3 and stuff, sorry, this is S1, S2 is here, S3 is here. Whenever we get like this huge gap down, throwing us out of the pivots, the previous day high and the previous day low, if we get a gap down crossing all that, right, very less chances we'll get a good rate, but we'll have to see. So what is my plan is, I'll wait for not immediately jump in a trade within the first 15 minutes or something. Wait for some kind of a structure to form. We will come to know by 11-12, right? And then if we get a breakdown, probably trade. In the opening itself, when we get a breakdown and come down, right? And if we enter, we have to be very quick in exit, like within few seconds, just make some 10,000, 20,000 or 5,000, whatever it is, depending on the lot size, and exit. Not wait for long, because whenever that initial fall comes, a lot of profit booking might kick in, because the big players would have shorted probably over here, and they're getting a move of almost 1400 points. So immediately some kind of profit booking might come and the price might shoot up. See, the overall structure might be bearish, we might even fall, but that intraday move up and down will come. That is not easy to trade. So in case that continuous fall comes, just immediately book profit. Now example, whatever I said, now I'll just show you a beautiful example on Friday itself. We'll just shift to a 5-minute chart and I'll just put on the historical CPR. See, this was a nice move on the downside on Friday. We went up, took resistance here, could not sustain. Just 2 5-minute candles, right? We fell from 36,500 to almost 250-300 points. Let's even measure it from here. We fell around 200 points. The option premium would have gone up about 100 points, right? Definitely it would have gone up above 100 points. So the moment you see like this, that opening fall comes and immediately book, you see a target, a CPR target hitting, immediately we should book profit, not wait. See, if we waited, see the kind of reversal that we got. And then, and in this reversal, if we had taken loss, again this big fall came, then it's not good for our psychology also, right? So always in the opening, within 2 candles, you make profit, just come out, because see, at this time, what it was only 10 o'clock, 45 minutes. We have 6 hours of trading. Then what happened? We went up and then again had a huge fall. Now the same thing even over here on 28th. See, if somebody entered on this first candle for some reason thinking it's going to fall, the moment you see like this, any one of the CPR pivot, right? Either the CPR or R1 or S1 hitting in the first few minutes, immediately book your profit, because there might be a good reversal on the upside. And then wait at least like say 11, 12, post 12. See, this move started coming at 1 o'clock and we never got a confirmation of the fall until kind of this low broke at 155. We got the perfect confirmation over here at 155 to short, right? So, and nowadays a lot of big moves are coming later in the market, so it's always best to wait. See, in the first half an hour, 1 hour, if we can do that quick scalping with little lot size, good. Then if not, just wait until post 12 or 1 or so. That is what I would look to do. So this is our trade plan in case we get a gap down. I'm just shifting back to a 15-minute chart. And in case we don't get such a big gap down, if we get a flat opening, like say we closed over here, right? Say we get about 200-300 points gap down, then we'll have to, it would be a little bit more easier to trade. If again this kind of a corrective wave forms, wait for the structure to form and then see if you are getting a breakout on the upside or breakout on the downside. If we get a gap down somewhere over here, and if this level of 37,700 breaks, probably the next target is 35,500. And on the upper side, say now we don't fall so much, we start reversing, right? The upper target is 36,000. One thing that I'll be looking for on, if we get a huge gap down and if we exactly hit this point, right, that is 35,500, see if we form some kind of a bullish divergence, that is price making equal low and this indicator making a higher high on a 15-minute chart, right? If we get this kind of a divergence, then probably we can even get a bounce on the upside and probably even this gap can get filled. And can't rule out an up move until the previous day high. sorry, the previous day low is over here, right? So until the previous day low is also a possibility. We might come up again, take resistance here and dip. So this is also one possibility. In case we get a gap up for some reason, then we can again look to short at this particular trend line, that is this black trend line, or probably take some resistance at the CPR over here at 36,200 to 36,300. So this is our plan for Bank Nifty. Let's just look at Nifty. Nifty also had a pretty good nice fall on Friday. See, Nifty, when it was going up, I thought this gap that we had previously, we're going to fill that gap. Okay, it looks like we have kind of filled this gap and exactly took resistance. See, this is why marking all the levels is important. See, if we had marked this line as this gap fill and this price action, this wick, right, was here, exactly the price took resistance there and fell. So now a 300 point gap down in Nifty. See, it might not exactly be 300 because the price is 920 and we have closed at 1700. So this might be about like say 130 or 200 points. So if we come here, right, at this level, if we gap down and touch this point of 16,890, there is a very good chance we might reverse from here, because see how many times we have taken support at this level and bounced. 1, 2, this could be the third time. If this level breaks, right, the next target on the downside is here based on the price action. The next target on the downside is 16,839, and we cannot rule out this gap fill also at 16,700. So wherever this gap is there and we are close to the gap, we can mark that. See, whenever the gap is there, either the gap boundary will act as a support, or we can come all the way until this lower boundary also and take support. So that's it for Nifty and Bank Nifty for Monday. Hope this helps, and let's see if we can make some money. Thank you for watching.